Hello, I'm Kai. This is going to be my quick review of iPad 4 with Retina display and the iPad mini comparison. So let's open the boxes and let's test the booting speed between the iPad 4 and the iPad mini. Let's get this set up. Alright, so I'm gonna press the power button at the same time, and then we can find out how fast the iPad 4 compared to iPad mini. Let me do that again. I guess I pressed it too fast. Alright. The iPad 4 was already turned on, and I'm gonna adjust the brightness to maximum and turn on iPad mini first. Okay, so now iPad 4 has been turned off. iPad mini is adjusted to maximum brightness and also being turned off. So once both unit completes off, we can start with our speed test. Okay, once again, both units, the iPad 4 Retina display and the iPad mini are both being turned off. Now I'm gonna press the power button at the same time for both units, and then you can see the boot up speed from that. Ready? 3, 2, 1, press. Okay, I have to hold down the button. Ready? Let's do it again. Ready? 3, 2, 1, press. Okay. So as you see, the Apple logo pops up in iPad 4 right away. Now they're both booting. iPad 4 is already finished the lock screen, and iPad mini is still running, and now it's also finished. Okay, so that was the boot test for iPad 4 and iPad mini. Let's test Safari speed, like going to the internet. So ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh wait, the iPad mini I had a YouTube video. Okay, let's go to the Apple Store. Page. I don't know if you can see from the video here, like iPad 2, iPad mini has a similar screen, so it gets a little bit bluish tinged color compared to iPad 4, which has a Retina display, and you get this yellowish brightness, the creamy-ish yellow color. Right now both iPads are maximum brightness. I also noticed that compared to iPad mini and iPad 2, iPad 4 has a much louder speaker, even though it only has one on the side, but this speaker is a lot louder than the dual speakers that's in iPad mini or in iPad 2. It's something I find out. Okay, so I type in apple.com in both Safaris. I'm gonna press go, and then we will see how fast they load up the Apple homepage. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so surprisingly, iPad mini load out the apple.com homepage first. They both connect to the same network, and my router is just right there, right over there, within like, let's see, 5 feet away. So signal is not an issue. And let's try one more test. It goes to YouTube. Okay. Since most of us go to YouTube. Oh, okay, so ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I think iPad mini booted, yeah, iPad mini booted a little slightly faster than iPad 4 in this test as well. Let's play a same video and see what happened. So far, iPad mini is kicking iPad 4's butt in speed on Safari. So let's try this. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so
anyone who's watched this show,
yeah, I don't know what happened to iPad mini.
It's not as given notice as supporters of gun rights, and it's led to.
Okay, so iPad 4 booted into the video, and iPad mini is still loading the video. That's odd. I mean, I understand iPad 4 has like quad-core video processing, but mini got stuck, so that's not a fair test. Let's do one more test for the video test. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, muck. Okay, roughly the same speed. Let's do one more just to be sure. It's a slight speed difference. There is a slight tempo difference. iPad 4 I think booted faster for the last video, but just to be sure, again, let's do one more test. And this video is 1 hour long, so ready? 3, 2, 1, go. This video, it's 1 hour and 20 minutes long, so it takes a little longer to load. iPad 4 is finished. iPad 4 is finished, and iPad mini is significantly slower than iPad 4 in booting the video. And now I'm gonna drag this video into the middle at the same time, and roughly at the same spot, like right over here. And we'll see how fast the response between iPad mini and iPad 4. And before I even do that, you can see this loading bar. iPad 4 is already go ahead and loading the video, like it's processing the video and then preloading it. iPad mini, it kind of stuck in the beginning. Okay, ready? iPad mini is loading now. It's doing, the loading bar is processing very slowly compared to iPad 4. Okay, ready? I'm gonna move this to right before in the middle of the W, and I'm gonna release and see what happens at the speed. Again, iPad 4 booter went to that spot right away, and then I'm gonna press play and see which one plays first.
And they're bragging about it.
Okay, so once you load it to the same location, even iPad 4 goes there first, and when you press play, it pretty much turns on the same speed, so there's no difference there. Just from looking at the screen, obviously the Retina display is much better quality and better for reading, more crispy, more precise compared to the iPad mini screen. Aside from that, iPad mini also iPad mini also obviously has a smaller screen. It's a 7.4 inches compared to the nice 5.7 inches display in the iPad 4. So it's harder to see and read text on iPad mini, in my opinion. It's just for me, I did not enjoy my iPad mini experience compared to the iPad 4. Let's test some other stuff. Let's see, what app do I have? Since I didn't download any apps, I did download some apps on iPad 4. I didn't put anything on iPad mini. Let's test the Facebook speed. See which one goes to Facebook first. How about that? spell Facebook into face. Boom. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so in this test, iPad 4 clearly wins. Going to a third-party website, aside from YouTube and Apple Store. I guess Apple Mini wins in Apple Store. But going to Facebook, iPad 4 is booted a lot faster. Okay, enough tests with the internet and Safari. We clearly, well, not really. No, I think iPad 4 wins in Safari because it wins in both YouTube and Facebook. And those websites are not designed by Apple, so there's no tricks over there. It's fair. And booting Map, let's try Map. Some people use Map on the iPad. Okay, again, iPad 4 wins in the Map. More maps being showing up, being loaded. Actually, I think they went roughly the same, not this time. Let me see if I can. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so if I let them to locate where I am right now and see if which one boots off. It puts out about the same speed. So no contest over there. Okay, now let's test the speed that it goes to music, even though I don't have any music on neither iPad, but let's see anyway. Okay, iPad 4 is a little bit faster. Aside from all these differences, the obvious difference between these two iPads is the size and the price tag. iPad 4 starts with $500, the normal price tag for iPad, the baseline $500 for Wi-Fi model, and iPad Mini starts with $300. So for the base model, 16 gigabytes Wi-Fi version. They both function pretty much the same, except iPad 4 is slightly faster, not by that much, and okay, maybe by a second or so. So that's kind of, in my opinion, that's pretty fast in comparison. And the Retina display is nice. But they differ almost half the price. This is $300, this is $500, and after including tax, this iPad 4 is almost twice as expensive as the iPad Mini. So it's really up to you. If you never had an iPad before, like iPad 2, iPad 3 experience, iPad Mini may be a good gateway first iPad if the person you're buying a gift for or you yourself never had an iPad, so iPad Mini might be sufficient, or you just want to see what the heck is the iPad experience like, then iPad Mini will be great because it is an iPad and it works just like any other iPad, except it's a little bit smaller, much lighter, and harder to hold on the side though, so you probably want to hold it with one hand. That might work if your hand is big enough to hold it, but it's really light. Portability, I don't know, they're both kind of big. Maybe it's easier to carry iPad Mini, but if you want to carry your iPad around easily, you might as well get an iPhone or a Samsung phone with a bigger screen. That's just what I think, because iPhone does exactly the same thing what iPad does, and it is portable. So if that's what you're looking for, then I would suggest you get the iPhone instead. If you can't get an iPhone, then yes, get the iPad Mini. In my opinion, is still superior compared to iPad Touch. I'm not particularly sure why people buy iPad Touch, because due to the small screen disadvantage and low processor speed. So I'm into bigger screen. I'm a visual person, so I have bias toward bigger size screen and better Retina resolution. Aside from that, there's really not much difference. I mean, like you can watch my video review on the teardown of these two units. I strip it down to the logical components. iPad Mini, I can tell you the logical on the inside, it's a lot cheaper to make for Apple, but not by that much. Maybe the labor is gonna cost the same probably. And, okay, maybe not. The labor is a little bit cheaper with iPad Mini because everything is on all the surface mount components on one side of the board, so they only need to process it once. By the way, this screen become dim because it has the default is to has smart screen it shuts off after a while, but I disabled that from iPad 4, so that's why it's still bright and it won't shut off. Okay, so my personal opinion, personal preference is iPad 4, and I will pay double or triple the price of an iPad mini just to get the bigger screen and the faster processor. iPad mini, I don't know. It's almost there with iPad 2. I mean inside it's much newer. I take it back. It's not that they inside it's a lot more advanced than iPad 2, based on the parts used. But on a larger board, most of the parts is really the same as iPad 2, except Apple took out some redundancy and safety mechanisms, like fuses and filters and some capacitors from iPad 2's design, and the larger board essentially is a stripped down, simplified, cheaper version of iPad 2 larger board. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll find out, I guess. But they both have a 5 megapixel camera in the back, so there's no difference in the camera performance. And audio quality, iPad 4 is a little bit louder. iPad 4 is a little bit louder than rest of the iPad families. That's pretty much it. That's my review for the comparison between iPad 4 and iPad mini. And if you are in the market of buying a new iPad, I recommend iPad 4 over rest of the iPad family. And if you're tight on a budget and you just want to get some kind of Apple iPad experience, then iPad mini is great. It's $300, and I guarantee you Apple spent at least $100 to almost $200 on just the parts on iPad mini. So their profit margin on iPad mini is really low. I don't think they're making any money I don't on iPad mini, to be honest. After all the transport and all the distribution and advertising fee now, I don't think they actually make any money selling your iPad mini. So if you want to save your money, that $200 difference, get an iPad mini. But if you actually want to use an iPad and experience the best the money can afford experience, get an iPad 4. I don't know if you need a 3G function so much, because that costs like $20 a month, give or take $15 or $20. So a Wi-Fi version will suffice, I think. If you want a 3G internet and portability, get an iPhone. It's worth it. Maybe you can get a 3G if you want, like on iPad, but I think that's just unnecessary spending. Maybe if you got the money to spend, and go ahead, go get the 3G, get the iPad 4, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You can tell I'm very biased over iPad 4, so maybe this is not a fair comment and fair review against the iPad mini, because I just like the screen so much better. Alright, so sorry for ranting on and on a little longer than I liked. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon. Bye bye. Bye now.